Me did yan Teshie, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a for Ghana. No, me used to tap send, tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Never see kakomu abusuya for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Let me take my time to introduce this story to you so my panel members will also take their time to break it down for us. There is an artist in Ghana called Charles Niyama Mensah, also known as Shatta Wale. When it comes into our industry, he's one guy who has been bashed on so many occasions than any other artist. Maybe because of his ways of doing his things. Shatta Wale has unique ways of doing his things. Whilst everybody is going left, he will decide to go right. And whilst everybody goes right, he will decide to go left as well. One thing about the industry that I've seen over the years is that beyond the industry talking about all his activities that to them seem bad, when he does good, nobody talks about it. And sometimes I get worried. But I'm asking, could it be his own problem? That is point one. Now, point two is that just last Saturday at Teshie, there was the original Homo Festival put together by the youth chief in the area. I hear it is called Teshie Bubula. That's what the name is, Teshie Bubula. And we were there at the Salem Park. Shatta Wale stood on his feet, performed for 5 solid hours, from 1 a.m. that way to about early 6 a.m. And when he started performing, it was dark. He finished performance with daylight. Some of these things, I was looking out for the industry, making it worth talk about. As in, Obi, I think it is worth talking about because the fact that we have energy put at stage so for 5 solid hours now. Have you asked yourself that and you are performing for 5 hours? Yeah, rough calculation now, you are likely to perform about 100 songs or maybe more. If you are going to be on a stage for 5 hours, it means you are likely to perform 100 songs or more. So if Shatta Wale was able to do it at Teshie, the original Homo Festival, it means that he performed for 5 hours and with over 100 songs. For information, DJ Sticker was the DJ on the night. Formerly of Xylophone FM, Showbiz Agenda, my DJ. He was the official DJ for Shatta Wale on the night. Wonderful performance. The industry is quiet on it. But I know, should Shatta Wale make a statement or should he be involved in anything that to them doesn't sit well? Yeah, best story, no. Pick everywhere. So I'm going to ask my people, is it Shatta Wale's fault that with everything he's done in this game, even though Papa will be a one, or there is something he has to do that he's not doing? And why are people also ignoring his good side and always paying attention to his bad side? I have a video to you to show you, and maybe you were also there. Maybe I know what Teshie will be, maybe I know what you might be, but you might have seen some snippets already. Let's go watch this video. When I come back, ask my people the question that I've put out. A Shatta problem, a industry problem. What is the solution? Watch it when I come back. If it didn't come.
Industry and it changed again. It trust again. Sky fire. Go father. Number 4 chief say. Jalo. Ola. Can't table for chief say. No, Sky Andy. Call you a police. Il est casse mon gars, comment casse les caisses en magasin. Oh, father, number 4 chief say. Charlie, can you draw money for chief and perform? Yeah, paper. Yeah, paper. Yeah. Coconia, no good machine left for chief. Come on, left for oh, number 4, both for. Bah. Now be mena, I can't mena for chief. And your neighbor. Onya, papa. Hey, table. Mena, can't party now, can't. Money will atale. Mena, Agalama. Oh, nigga fell like it. Hey, oh, neighbor. That money. So. Onya nyame no keto machine. Nimi kwa me na me 5. Ona nyanyume. What we nyapo. Oh. Ona me ikanyanyume nyo. Na me appreciate it. So na can onya nyo for chief say. Yeah 5 ko le points there. Scan ma bon kan here. Ko te no am fair ko. No job. Jeremiah, go and your papa, eh? I'm a choice.
Far better than the rest. If you didn't know, then now you for know. Sammy Flex TV, we be the best. If you didn't know, now you for know. Sammy Flex TV, we be the best. Celebrity interview, we be the best. Public relations, we be the best. Online promotion, we be the best. And live streaming, we be the best. Yeah, we be the best. We be the best, yeah. We be the best. Far better than the rest. If you didn't know, then now you for know. Sammy Flex TV, we be the best. If you didn't know, now you for know. Sammy Flex TV, we be the best. Celebrity interview, we be the best. Public relations, we be the best. Online promotion, we be the best. And live streaming, we be the best, yeah. Far better than the rest. If you didn't know, then now you for know. Sammy Flex TV, we be the best. If you didn't know, now you for know. Sammy Flex TV, we be the best. Celebrity interview, we be the best. Public relations, we be the best. Online promotion, we be the best. And live streaming, we be the best, yeah. We be the best. We be the best, yeah. We be the best.
Just watched what happened in Teshie, that is Teshie Salem Park, and I want to say good evening and salute to the youth chief, that is Ni Mate Lai the First. Ni Mate Lai the First. He is the youth chief in Teshie. He organized this original, I hear he's called Original Dawn. So he organized this original Homo festival original street carnival in Teshie in connection with the Homo celebration. So you saw that Shatta started this show at night, closed the next morning. It was just about some few minutes to 7 a.m. before he closed the next morning. I'm not sure you've heard the industry discussing this. I'm not sure you've heard this being discussed on social media. I'm not sure you've heard your favorite radio or TV program discussing it. But if it had been the other thing, and fire everywhere. Okay. Is this Shatta's problem or the industry's problem? I'm not regarding a beef nation president. I don't know beef neighbor or situation. But me man, some 4 minutes be breaking it down. Okay. Who is the problem? Is it Shatta or the industry?
I will not blame Shatta, but I will blame his fans.
You blame Shatta's fans?
Yes, together with the media.
Okay.
And with the media, no. It is either say they've seen some of these things and it doesn't come as a surprise to them, so therefore it is no more news to them. And, you know, they don't want to maybe
throw
have
more light
or have different conversations around it. And then again, the second thing is that there are some emotional people in our industry, amongst the media especially, that the way Shatta addressing issues, and on quite 10 of M1. So they will not even, they will turn blind eye to it, and they will not give it that light. Maybe some of us are expecting Sanka, oh, this is also an achievement that needs to be talked about. But some microphone will not through like because of their personal bitterness or disagreements they have with the way Shatta and Yamani are the identity. Some microphone so but should all of these things bother Shatta Wale? To me, I would say no. I would say no because they say in recent times our colleague, one of our media guys, a pundit for that matter, Chemo, is also putting up ways and means to document some of these achievements for Shatta Wale. And from my perspective, I think that is the best thing for every artist to do. You know, you tell your story better than anybody. And some of these achievements can be echoed by Shatta. Hunting and the fan base, you know, because I was being a Shatta Wale, the fans in the best starting conversation. He is the first Ghanaian reggae dancehall artist to do so and so. But this is also a huge achievement that the fans can have commentaries about that. It will even attract the traditional media to have some of the conversations we are having. Because the moment it will be in the trend, say, Shatta Wale and the first artist, say, this is not the first time. I have witnessed it before. I think Independence Square, baby sir. So, and the first and the second, and Teshie de Kahua, and you be able to say, why, and to know the fans should echo it. And I know, say, if you want to have that general conversations, they can start it as well. It shouldn't always be about why you post be a negative about Shatta Wale and I say obi awakako can say be amokako didi na tem and some of these things who can say maybe na Shatta can say who say if the omo energy bobo omo other opponents artists needing it's a promotion and other things for them. So instead of using that energy to do that, use some of that energy that I'm for them on social media, Twitter, Facebook,
to promote your own work.
To echo, throw light on some of these things. Because that's I mean, from like 1 a.m. was getting to 2 a.m. to 6 getting to 7 a.m. I mean, who is the artist now who need good songs? You can't do this.
You need catalog, like rich catalog.
If you don't have good songs, say, may release it. And do you know one amazing thing I witnessed at the place? Shatta, I know no plan on the DJ, but at some point, the fans were even dictating which songs to be playing next. And so Shatta cried, be no konumuswa. Better and from A to Z. Because this one also best be say or friend let's go and get the song. So if you for one, I think that he's been able to do with the energy and the BB he's been able to achieve some of these things because of the songs that he has. He has a lot of songs.
Too many.
At some point, you say, you started doing your own.
He was not sure of his songs at the point, I realized. Your boy knows too many. Okay,
and if you look at the reactions from 2 a.m., not fans, that's until
David.
Obeka say, Omo koda be fiti, and I just say 8, about 12. They go bomb the knee, and say, Brana, that's so. Nipa no that's so stage, that's so Jinimunti. The crowd was just coming. And
if Osha time we are the action and point we
yes,
still look at the numbers.
They were there.
Still look at the numbers.
That I'm sure say ball bears your phone. Some of them will feel tired because me and I was so tired.
I can ball for the young
Me na come for na ka young come. Now you for no grab a patch of that. Penifoni be a bread. I'm the down my quiz. But it was a beautiful show, and some of these things should be documented. And the best person to do this should start from Shatta Wale's camp. Because of maybe a Shatta Wale aye we industry, and you be an and the say omobe person bear some of these things for him. He should understand and admit that reality. The forces now we na me do home commercial. If you grab a quote here, some of these conversations we want to have about such an achievement. If you want here, see, you be feel say yeah, my encounter once. So document it yourself. A time will come, there will be a need for it. Say, you better say, you better share. The next generation, if you want to standard, no, yes, you better make the accounts okay. Now your artists will grow more. Your friend Shatta Wale, what me done and nice so perform from 1 a.m. to like 6 a.m. nearly over 100 songs. God dang. And yes, you this boy a bar. If you look at
guys,
them guys were like the energy. One guy, I mean, I think I took a video of him. The energy, you know, said the other start saying, and one of the way. So I think Chemo, best say they should. Monkey come on Yama home 10 minutes.
So, and then Chemo a Shatta na a bear belly in Honawa. Chemo de Waka. I'm sure that if Shatta is ready and he wants to do it,
but I may remind it no, because very, very important. So, especially when we know for a fact that some people are not having conversations about it. But with the conversation right now, I think the bigger platform we have now is the social media platform. So the fans there should have that conversations. They can do that or more comparison or more unnecessary. They should use some of these things to do that comparison to challenge or motivate other artists to also do same.
Okay, come through. Once again, I'm asking a Shatta problem and our industry problem.
Okay, FB, Shatta problem. FB so media no a problem. But I think now the media has made their stance known. Everybody doing music or in this creative business should know the stance of the media. The mantra, the common mantra is negative news sells. And they have positioned in a way that it's the people that want the negative news. That is what the media will tell you, that the people want the negative news. When we put out good news, you don't subscribe to it. But when we give you the supposedly bad news, that is what you want. So if you are a musician, an actress, or whatever role that you are playing in this creative business, you should know the stance of the media.
Okay.
So it calls for you to deliberately promote yourself. That is, if you think you have something positive out there, you can influence the media in a way so that they will carry what.
How do you influence the media?
How do you influence them? That is business. When you go on the business level.
So you are saying that Shatta Wale should pay the media to talk about some of these achievements.
Every business, there is PR as part of business. Communications. No company sit down for somebody to come and talk about the good things that they are doing. It is music. You are selling a product. So how do you communicate the things to the people? So you don't leave it at the mercy of media people to chance on whatever you did. So I believe when we were going there, after the event, what are we going to tell the people? We have achieved something over there. We should let the people know. So in a space that they are telling you, we have to push in negative news because that is what people want. Everybody wants to cash in. So even whatever you say, they have to twist it in a way. Negative. Yes, to make it a bit negative. We all discuss what they are doing to Jacqueline Mensah. Something she didn't say, but it's twisted. So that has become the reality now. So you need to employ people that will speak for you, the good things about you. And trust me, if you put in energy, you can influence everybody to talk about the good news about you. But if you leave it, they will chance on the negative stuff. because that will benefit them. They don't care about you, whatever you go through. Shatta Wale, we know, is an enigmatic character. On the night at Teshie, I was at a point I was just looking at him like that, just admiring his discipline, the passion, the charisma, and his attitude as a musician. Right from the time he touched on the grounds, look at the security, how proactive they were. Wherever he passes, everybody is active. From there, went to greet the chief, mounted the platform, and the response from the audience. And every good performer, how you relate with your audience is a key.
The communication.
The communication. Exactly. The passion. And how spontaneous you are. That makes the performance. And there was a lot of spontaneity in the event. At a point, he will pause, interact with the fans. Someone will throw plantain chips. He will pause the show and look for that person, bring the person upstage, and also give dashing money in return. And the whole event, even performing for that long hours. And one thing that I was so glad about is the lady that is part of
Benita. Yeah.
That lady stood on her feet throughout the performance, streaming the show live
on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was so proud of that lady because I was like, okay, I want to see how long she would do. And she kept it on and on and on and on till Shatta left the stage. She also left. And that is a woman we are talking about. It tells you, Shatta, anybody in the camp is like a soldier. I'm not surprised he named them militants. So it is a war. So whether you are a female or a man, you need to come as somebody who is prepared ready for battle.
Yeah.
A lot of beautiful things happen. That is why it pains me that you just leave it at the mercy of these the media to deliberately push it. This one has to come from the house. Definitely, not everybody loves Shatta in the media space, but there are some ones there who love him.
Okay.
So these are the people you have to work with. Let it be official. After you circulate the news to them, they'll also push it, like we are doing here. So if we do it and you have sent it to maybe about 5 or 6 people, they will also join and project it. And through that, we will also get the good news that you are also doing in there. But all the time, you have to leave it and think that, the media enjoy negativity, so you also go to sleep. If they enjoy negativity, we have to push in positivity. It is a battle and it's business. Because any blogger or whoever thinks that you are not the one paying me.
Okay.
So I don't know if they are...
As much as you are not paying me, I
exactly,
decide to do what
as
I want
much
to do.
as you are not paying me, I decide what to do with my blog. And once they know that whenever I push in some of this news, it gets me the traction that I need, they will forever do it.
But I think there should also be a deliberate, agenda to push some of these achievements from our artists, especially when it comes to some conversations there are sometimes in Nigerian artists. Because we compare the Nigerian, the same performance. Video now, but Benna boy, backstage, yes, but somebody is doing it here. You are not talking about it. And you bet me so can we? It should be deliberate. There's sometimes I have no problem with our media. And I say you need deliberate agenda be able to project the things we have here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Let me wrap up.
Okay, wrap it up. Only, Kajapon just gave me a link on Facebook where it says, if ever you thought Shatta Wale's career is dead, think again. The Don says, and he says the Don discussed it as well. And I don't know this. I wanted to ignore, but I think let me address it. Someone has done something that we want to sell. We think that, it needs some projection. And your headline says that, or the Don says that, if you ever think Shatta Wale's career is dead, think again. Is that, so what does this mean?
So already there's a
so perception that his career is dead.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you see one thing that I dislike about the media is, if you can't talk about my positive news, don't talk about my negative news.
And so you will not attend that.
I know they're not about you. No, because you see, you just mentioned that we should be deliberate about some of the good things. You won't do it. Why will you talk about my negative news? So you should think about that. If I do good, you won't talk about it. You expect me to pay you before you push it. But when you say something negative that will tarnish my image, that can destroy my career, you are quick. You and the devil. What will be the difference? Shout out to Dozy. Now, one beautiful thing. One beautiful thing that I think is positive is, by the time the show ended, recently a shaman to the world, and we saw a lot of casualties, and it wasn't because it happened at the venue when they closed and they were leaving. So this one closed almost 7 a.m. And there was daylight. So when we are going home, there's no casualty. You go home in peace. So if they are doing some of these outdoor events, if the last performance, they can extend it and deliberately make sure that it meets daylight. It will be very, very good. Wow. And I think we have to.
I think it's not a bad point, because at daylight, not much. You couldn't do much evil to anybody. Exactly. Kadapo is asking what is negative about that headline. Everything is negative about the headline. Everything is negative about the headline. This headline could have gone straight. Shatta Wale does this at so and so platform. What if you thought Shatta Wale's career was dead? So it means someone is thinking his career is dead. That thought is negative. Okay.
It's obvious.
Yes, bro. Hurry up. Let me bring in Larusso.
I don't know why you have both eye about this headline. This headline, in fact, me, I am not even surprised it is coming up. Like, normal. Normal. Especially if it is about somebody like Shatta Wale. Let me touch on this, or as to why you think people will not talk about something like this. First of all, it is me. When I want to shift or when I want to point fingers, I would want to weigh the pros and cons. Yes, and media and I say, Shatta Wale cannot dispute the fact that his attitude is part of the problem. So as much as we want to blame the media, let's sometimes hold the artists also to their responsibilities.
Okay.
Let's ask ourselves, how many of our artists have been able to, let's say, deliberately, just like we want the media to deliberately
push their agenda.
How many of our artists have also been deliberate about, okay, I have seen this particular blog do stories about me. Some I like, some I don't. Which of them have deliberately said that, okay, I am going to focus on this guy. Whenever I do something positive and he writes about it or comment about it, I'm going to share it.
Sarkodie has shared most of my stories.
Yeah, Sarkodie does.
Most of my stories that I write about him.
But in recent times, ever since he announced his Jams album, some of the industry people who even shared the flyer on their timelines, I saw him thanking them.
Exactly. Yeah. You see, so this is another source of motivation. If you want somebody to do something deliberately for you, you encourage the person. Unless you've done it and it is still coming back some way, then we can say, then we can hold the people's neck to it. But when we are not deliberate about what we want, we shouldn't expect them to be deliberate about it. Okay. And when we say the media is all about negative news, the media is all about negative news. Hey, come on. It is not the media that is all about negative news.
Okay.
Because you too, the negative news pricks you earlier than the positive news.
Any day.
And you would there.
Negative news.
It's no big deal whatever.
Negative news.
It's no big deal whatever. What even screenshots? No one they posting also their money, May you sure say how many number for more screenshot here? Yo, thank you. You see, it is part of it. It is just a handful of our artists that will go. You go on their pages and you see them begging up people who are championing their cause or who are saying something nice about them. Most of them wouldn't do. You do a story, oh, you see this person has earned nomination here and there. So as if they don't see. But let there be a scandal and let somebody write about it. Boom, boom.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. That is where you see them throwing punch. Maybe I am not punch on to me. Someone who is chilling on by, I support him. Sam Crawford. But to Shatta Wale, I think he after coming back as Shatta Wale, he created a certain animal, and he's just feeding the animal. That is the sacrificial lamb. That's what he created. And I always say this, that in about 99% of people who sacrifice are mostly not the people to benefit.
Yeah, sometimes.
And that is one thing that is going against him. He has set himself as a sacrificial lamb. And sometimes all these things will go against him.
He's only sacrificing for the growth of the industry.
Exactly.
But he's not benefiting from it.
He will, even if he's going to benefit, it will not be as expected. Yes, sir. Now, Kwame Nkrumah Obama independence go twika baako. Amount for V8 the nam krom the disturb amount for paper and memory. Obi crack church motor forest forever and ever. Now Kwame Nkrumah ka wa blood continue.
I'm really in forever.
You understand? So sometimes people who sacrifice are mostly not the people to benefit, which is what is going against him. He should, by now there, I want to understand that he has accepted reality. Said this is the tangent he has chosen, and yes, and this is the consequences that will come with it. And if people are not talking about this thing that he just did over the weekend, me, I'm not surprised. There are people who will not talk about it just like me because they are not surprised. This is not the first time Shatta Wale has performed from night to daybreak. Even December. Oh yeah, in was it Kumasi Stadium Nechino when they were doing the DTB tour?
Okay.
The one that
Tabia,
the one that he climbed the pole.
That was the Tabia concert.
Tabia concert, exactly. Up for me here till daybreak. He has done that in Nima, Waye War, Accra Sports Stadium. Waye. You same boat. You same boat the first and you understand?
My producers are telling me why.
You same boat the first. People will see it as normal. And I now understand why the likes of, is it PCS or Ima Messi, some of these people who want to just meet him and learn from him. Patience Nyako, thank you. Who want to meet him and learn from him. Look at the guy's repertoire. And you're single.
Oh, albums.
And this year, we release a 50 and 60. Be brave. And on the night, he did not perform any of, apart from On God not performing here, he did not perform any of the songs we released this year.
But this year, I'm performing most of the songs.
Yes.
You're wrapping up for me.
And this is somebody that stood on his feet from midnight till morning. And look at the repertoire. Yet is able to identify a song that has even been played. Like Yabo. Omuba say Yabo be 30 songs. Ni say repeat it pe. Enyum Yabo. This song has been played. Skip. This song has been played. Skip. It wasn't once, it wasn't twice. And me, I was admiring such attitude towards work.
Okay.
This is discipline. When you're disciplined, now to me, when you're jumping from one end to the other, it is about even in that frenzy, even in that spirit, that class. We know the kind of spirits our artists enter into when they get on stage. But even in that, he is still disciplined to the extent that they need the whole name. The last thing that I like about this concert was the crowd control. the way omo control crowd, no, the space between the crowd from the
stage.
Yes, the stage and the crowd, no, I think it was very good.
Okay.
In fact, they were able to save lots of casualties.
Okay.
Say a man for prep to move breaking barricade inside the man. Media maka say Shatta Wale ni Stone Boy any other guys outdoor concert barricade no. It should go far, or they should use a very good barricade. And I want to congratulate the people of Teshie.
Okay.
I think they also comported themselves very well. It wasn't as some people expected to.
Okay.
But then they did very well, and
they did not misbehave. Is that what you mean?
They did not misbehave plenty.
Okay, thank you.